Okay, R-E-S-P-C-T?
Respect.
Okay, guys, so we've done this. We've learned a little bit about our three branches of government, and now we're going to put it into practice, okay? So what we've got here, this is a California state law about burglary. Who knows what burglary is? Valerie. It's when somebody's stealing something. Good. So this is an actual law about burglary. So let's read it together. Tatum, thank you. All right. So this is an actual state law about burglary right here. 459. And I'm going to read it out loud. Everybody listen. Ready? Hands on your heads. Every person who enters any house, room, apartment, tenement, shop, warehouse, store, mill, barn, stable, outhouse, or other building, tent, or vessel, a floating home, subdivision, health, with the intent to commit larceny, a felony guilty of burglary, to take something that is not theirs, with the intent to take possession of. Does everybody hear that? All right. So that is an actual state law. Now tell me, look up here. What is something you notice about the law? Gabby.
Yeah, it's talking about like people who steal stuff.
Talking about people that steal things. Good. Colton.
That it's made so people don't break into a house, room, or other building.
Good. It's made so people don't break into a house or other buildings. Good. Israel. It tells you where you shouldn't be, where you shouldn't belong. Don't be somewhere where you don't belong. Excellent. Okay, good. Now, anybody wonder, what's something you wonder about this? Wonder about this law. Exactly. Cammie.
I wonder why they made it.
Why did they make it? Good. Why did they make the law? That's a good question. Anything else, Valerie?
I wonder why people break in.
Why do people break into things? Okay.
Why does the government have to make laws?
Why does the government have to make laws? Now that's a great place to stop right there and move on. Why does the government have to make laws? Let's answer that. What do you guys think? Anybody got Wyatt? So people don't steal other things, okay? Excellent. Clara. So people know not to do it. So the laws help us to know what we need to do and what not to do. Evelyn.
It tells what to do with the rules.
Okay, so tell us what to do with the rules. Excellent. Okay. Addie.
So whenever if the people are not home, and so people don't rob their houses and steal the other stuff.
And so people don't do those things. Excellent. Okay, good. Do you guys think that a country or a state would be a safe place if we didn't have any laws? No. What if we didn't have any laws? What do you think it would be like if we didn't have any laws? Bella? Everyone would be just breaking in. People would be taking stuff. Okay? Israel?
People will start doing what they're not supposed to do.
Good. They'll just do whatever they want. Okay? But Dylan? Okay, that's okay. Gwen, last one.
People won't be safe.
People wouldn't be safe. Yeah, there would just be chaos. Okay, hands off your heads. Okay, now let's go over some vocab before we get into the full lesson. Okay, so the first word is laws. Everybody say laws.
Laws.
We learned this one before. Laws. The Spanish word that I found was leyes. Leyes. Am I saying that right? Leyes. Leyes. It means rules for a community. So this is a community. In our classroom, we are a little community. Anywhere where you're a part of a group of people, that's your community. And every community needs to have rules or laws to tell us what to do and what not to do. Okay? So this is a sentence here. Everybody read it together. Ready, go. The laws help to keep us safe. Excellent. Next word. Government. Everybody say government.
Government.
Spanish word I found was gobierno. Am I saying that right? All right, awesome. The government are leaders who make laws and enforce them. The leaders who make the laws and then enforce them. All right, that's your government. They're the ones that tell us, give us the laws that we have, and they're also the ones that make sure that we do them. Israel.
The picture on this is U.S. Capitol.
Oh, the U.S. Capitol? Okay, we'll get to that in a bit, okay? Don't get ahead of me. All right, let's say the sentence together. Everybody ready? Go. To have a safe community, you must have government. Awesome. Okay, next, now we have executive branch. Everybody say executive branch.
Executive branch.
Now we talked about this a little bit the last time. Remember? The executive branch is the president. There's the president. Okay? So this is President Biden. Okay? So he makes up the executive branch of the government. And if you remember, we talked about it. The executive branch, their main function is they enforce the law. They make sure that we do the law. Now the president doesn't make the law. Now when I was your age, I wasn't taught this yet. Everybody, hands on your heads. We should not be clicking on our computers. Quiet. Hands on your head, bud. Okay. I thought the president was like a king. I thought the president could just walk around and just, yep, okay, this is what you'll do. No, you're going to do that. They just did whatever they wanted. But then I learned a little more about it. That's not how it works. Okay? So the president is just one part of our government. And how many branches are there? Who remembers? Rose? 3 branches. Awesome. Okay, let's say the sentence together. Everybody ready? Go. The executive branch is the president and enforces laws. Excellent. Okay. Next one is legislative branch. Everybody say legislative branch.
Legislative branch.
Now, if you remember, the legislative branch makes laws for the country. These are the guys that make the law. They have the Congress. They're the Congress. They're the Senate and the House of Representatives. Now, you guys played that part a little bit, and I think that was your most fun part. You guys really liked that one, where you got to make the laws up. So let's say the executive branch. Ready, or the sentence, ready, go. The legislative branch makes laws. Okay, and this is our last vocab word. Judicial branch. Everybody say judicial branch.
Judicial branch.
The judicial branch is the Supreme Court, and that's these guys right here. It's them right there. There are 9 of them. These are called justices. And they interpret the Constitution. So you remember we practiced some of that before, where we wrote our Constitution out, and you guys practiced like telling, ooh, this rule doesn't really go with our classroom Constitution. So we're going to do more of that today. Okay, now let's say the sentence together. Ready, go. The judicial branch votes that a law is constitutional. Yes, Tatum?
We have all of that stuff right here.
You have all of that stuff right there? Exactly, good. So Tatum. Now, Tatum noticed that everything we just talked about is on this flowchart. And you guys should have this on your screens right now. If you don't, you can click on that picture and it'll make it really nice and big. All right, so I want you guys to take a look. You can look at mine up here on the screen, or you can look at your computer screen. What do you guys notice? You can take your hands off your heads. What do you guys notice about this flowchart there? Evelyn?
3 different phases.
3 different places. Yeah, good.
It's like a life cycle.
A life cycle? Ooh, it is kind of like a life cycle. I like that. Jesus?
It shows the legislative branch.
It shows the legislative branch. Addie?
It shows each branch that we looked at.
It shows each of the branches we looked at. Clara?
It shows that the legal branch interprets the law.
It shows that the judicial branch interprets the law. Gabby?
It shows it says interprets the law, makes the law, and
It tells what they do. Exactly. Good. Valerie?
it has the White House on it.
Has the White House on it. Good. Colton?
It shows us the 3 levels of government.
shows the 3 levels. Good. When? Last one.
It shows the buildings that
It shows the branch. It shows the buildings that they're in. Excellent. And it shows what? What was that last part?
It shows the buildings that share.
They share equal power. Good. So everybody look at this thing right here in the middle. What does that say? Who can tell me? Israel?
Check and balance.
Checks and balances. So if you guys remember, what's a balance? What's a balance, Tatum?
Like where the people don't get too much power and people get the same amount of power.
Good. It's when everything is balanced. Everything is equal. So we talked about it last time. It's so we know that they don't get too much power. That's why the president, that's why when our founding fathers formed our government, they said, no, we don't want another king, somebody that's going to just like, okay, I get to do whatever I want. We have 3 branches of government that keep each other in check. There's that word checks. Okay? So what we're going to do, after we're going to read a little bit about it, then we're going to form our own little government. So we're going to have a 2nd grade government, and we're going to have a 3rd grade government. Okay? And we'll talk about that in a bit. Yes? Yes?
Oh,
Israel.
next time Cody do this, but it's Kahoot.
In the Kahoot? Maybe we can do a Kahoot some other time. Sure. Okay, but not today. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to echo read. Everybody, so get ready. Fingers up. Fingers down. The Constitution says that the United States should have 3 branches or divisions. Divisions means like separated. Division of government. Each branch has its own structure. Each branch also has its own leaders and processes. The 3 branches of government are the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. The 3 branches were designed to balance the power of each branch. This prevents one person or a group of people from having all of the power to make decisions. All right, now let's stop right there. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. So we're going to form a 2nd grade government over here. So let's say Fresno State group, let's say they were the president and the cabinet. Remember the president's like helper, like people that work with the president or the cabinet. Let's say UCLA group over there are the judicial branch. They make sure that the laws that are made are constitutional. They go with the original Constitution. And these guys, we have Stanford group. They are going to be the legislative branch, and they make the laws. They're the ones that come up with the laws. Okay? And so let's say Stanford group comes up with a law that says no killing bugs in our classroom. Now, I actually had that happen when I did the same thing in Korea. My Korean students came up, one of them really loved bugs, and he did not like it when anybody killed any other bugs. Like if he saw me whack a fly or something, he didn't like it. So he tried to make a rule in the classroom, a law, that said no killing bugs. So let's say Stanford group came up with that law. They're the legislative branch. Then they would pass it on to the executive branch, the president, and the president has the power to veto that, to say, okay, this goes along with our original proposal. I like this, but we need to change it. How about no killing bugs that can't harm anyone? How about that? Maybe the president here said, okay, we can kill some bugs if we have to. Like if there's a bee in here and they're about to sting Tatum right here. Okay, we can get that. We can whack that bee over here, and that bee's done. Okay, we can do that. And then the president would send that back over to Stanford group as the legislative branch, and they can either agree or disagree. All right, hands on your heads, guys. We got people messing around. Hands on your heads. Okay, then they can take a vote and say, okay, we like that. We'll agree. We'll compromise. Remember compromise? That means halfway happy. Okay? And then they can make that a law. But that's when the judicial branch comes in. UCLA group, they could be judicial branch. And they could say, okay, now let's look at our original Constitution. Does that rule go along with anything we've already had in our classroom laws? Like in our, like that makes up our classroom. Remember our be responsible, be respectful, be safe, and do to others as you would have them do to you. Remember that? They would look at those and say, okay, that's constitutional, that's free, be respectful. Okay. Or they could say that's not constitutional. That doesn't really go along with our Constitution. So, whoop. Okay? So tell me, what do you guys think? Does that help to keep the balance of power? Does that help to make sure one of them? What if we didn't have those three? Saying, okay, what could happen? Valerie. Everything could go wrong, okay. Rose. One of them could have too much power. You could end up giving the legislative branch that just makes any laws they want. What if they said we could just don't have to learn anything in class ever again? Oh, some of you guys like that one. See? But what if the president could just do whatever he wanted? What if the president could just start making laws and enforcing them? Start enforcing laws that weren't even made? Or the judicial branch just started throwing out laws everywhere left and right. So the three keep each other in check. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do now, we are going to practice our lawmaking skills. And we're going to go through this process. Now I'm going to write our Constitution on the board. That's our be responsible, be respectful, be safe, and do to others as you would have them do to you. That's our Constitution. All right, and I'm going to split you guys up. So we're going to have a third grade government, and we're going to have a second grade government. So first, UCLA, you guys are going to be the legislative branch for our first round. So you guys are going to make a law. You're going to pass it to, all right, everybody close your computers. We don't need them anymore. You're going to pass that law over to Stanford. Stanford, you guys are going to be the president. You guys are going to talk about it, the president and your cabinet. Doesn't matter who's the president. Just pretend you're all the president. You'll be one single. All right? And you'll decide, okay, we like that, but we can change it, or we don't like that at all, or we love it. All right? You can change it a little bit. You can say, okay, we like it, but why don't we add this, or why don't we take away this? Then you send it back to them, and then if they agree, then they can send it, okay, we make it a law. But that's when Fresno State group, they're going to be the judicial branch. They're going to be the Supreme Court. And they're going to look at the Constitution and try to see, okay, does that law that you guys made, does that go with be safe? So, does that go with be safe? Maybe. Does that go with be responsible? Or does that go with be respectful? Or does that go with treat others, it's the better way to say it, treat others as you want to be treated? As you want to be treated. Okay? And if the law, judicial branch, Supreme Court, if the law they make doesn't fit with one of these, if you can't see it, then you send it out, okay? But if it does, you ratify it. You say, okay, that's a constitutional law. Does everybody understand? Yes. Okay, so for starters, our first round, I'm going to give you guys, we're going to go for 5 minutes. Okay, UCLA, your legislative, you're going to make a law. When you're ready, you're going to pass it on to the executive branch. You guys are the president, Stanford. And then Fresno State, you guys are going to be judicial, okay? All right, you guys are going to be legislative first. Notre Dame, Duke, you're going to be the president. You're going to be executive. And you guys at Ohio State, you're going to be the judicial branch. First round, okay? 5 minutes. Go. Make a law, legislative branch. Yes. Yes, you can take your hands off your head. Okay, everybody else should be quiet. If you're not legislative branch, just wait for your turn, guys. I know it's hard. You can listen to them. Okay? All right, let's make a law, guys. Make a rule for our classroom. Okay? Okay, you guys got one? Send it over to executive. Okay, good. Let's see. No bullies? Okay, no bullying. All right. Never talk. Oh, never talk back to teachers. It's only one rule, guys. Only one at a time. So never talk back to teachers. Okay, send it to legislative or executive branch.
Never talk back to your teacher.
Okay, let's talk about it, guys.
To be respectful.
Okay, do you guys like it as it is? Do you want to change it, or do you just not like it at all?
We can add more. Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to add?
Why does it say and? Why did you guys put add if you're not going to use it? I forgot it.
Okay. How are we doing over there, Duke? Did you guys get a law yet?
Yeah.
All right. Are you discussing it? All 6 on the floor? Okay. Oh, so instead of all 4 on the floor, you're making all 6 on the floor. Okay, and you send it back to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys like their changes?
No, we can put our feet on the bar.
Okay, so send it. So ask them, make a counter proposal. Say, well, what if we can put our feet on the bar? Is that okay?
I told him I said no.
Okay. Unacceptable. Well, you're the executive branch. You have veto power.
They said yes.
Oh, so you agree? Okay. So see how governments can get mixed up sometimes? All right. So is that a law, guys? All 6 on the floor, but you may put your feet on the bar? Okay. Judicial branch, you're up. Is that constitutional?
Yes, because it goes with be safe.
It goes with be safe. It is a rule. All 6 on the floor or on the bar. Okay. Excellent.
That's their job. That's their job.
Okay. Very good. Okay. We are